Okay, please, Abanom, I've sent it to you. Please post it, let them see it. That's what guides safety in Nigeria. So if you don't know the law, something is really missing. What are you upholding? What are you practicing? What do you use to convince your management to adhere to safety if you don't know the law? So they are the custodians of the law. When there's an accident in your office, an incident in your office, they are the people you must report to. So, because of time, so let me quickly ask her one of our questions. Yes, ma'am. My first question, should we have time or we deal with more? Now, Nigeria is moving towards stronger national safety framework across industries. What immediate and practical strategies is the ministry implementing to strengthen enforcement, especially among SMEs, contractors, and high-risk sector like construction and oil and gas? Let me give you why questions are very important to me. When I did my master's,
I need to stand on the existing protocol, please. The idea behind this whole safety and health in Nigeria, safety in particular, I think we are not getting it right yet. Starting from the individual, we are not getting it right yet. Not until we get it right, then we can follow suit. Why do I say that? For example, if I'm coming to Nigeria and I want to establish a company, I am a lawyer by profession. I don't know the law. I don't even know of the Factories Act 2004. So what am I telling somebody coming to establish a factory about safety and health? I don't know it. You understand? So if you don't get, we want everybody who is coming into that aspect of safety to be able to read this act and know exactly each of the sections and what it's saying. If we are doing that, we will not have rackles. Now we are just interested in one aspect. The only aspect as individual practicing, we are only interested in the area of what the safety say and what did you do wrong and what is the penalty. The Factories Act did not start that way. In enforcing safety, there must be steps. The first step is to observe. When you see the hazard, you advise. The inherent hazard in that occupation, you advise on what to do to mitigate the hazards. That is the first step. So if we get that right in us, practicing safety, we will know that it's not an enforcement like police, where we enforce by just enforcing law. It's a stage, it's a step. The first step is to observe. When you observe and you see the hazard, you advise. After the advice, you give directive to put precautions in place. That is the third step. And if the precautions are not in place, then you enforce the law. Because safety is a social problem. It's a part of social problem. So if we take it from that aspect of looking at to say, somebody was just giving an example about 2 days ago in the House of Assembly when we went for the hearing that safety enforcement in Nigeria is very weak. People are dying in the company, people are whatever, So it's not in, or if you look at the Factories Act, you cannot just enforce. You can enforce when there's an accident of death. You can bypass those other steps. That is where you can bypass those steps. But for somebody who is, when you have the hazard, you have not been able to identify, you have not been able to advise, you have not given period to put in place these things, then you cannot just shut down or say you are going to penalize the occupier. That is the stage people don't recognize. And in this safety platform, the only way we can get it right in Nigeria is to make it an obligation that safety is a social problem that should be solved by the government and the people. It's not from an aspect from just the government. It's from the government, the people, and the society. Then we talk about the mechanism of production process. where you are producing an engineer is producing a mechanism of safety in the device that will be utilized. From the foundation of where you are producing that equipment, you are putting safety